Hello, everybody. We have been studying so far in chapters 3 and 4, water and carbon and characteristics of all the things that are organic and that can be used to make up life. So now we're going to start to put those things together and turn them into what we call macromolecules, which are the building blocks of life. So here we go. All living things are made up of 4 types of large, which was where the macro come in, biological molecules. And these, you've probably heard of these, hopefully. 1 is carbohydrates, 2 is lipids, 3 is proteins, and 4 is nucleic acids. So all living things are made of these 4 molecules. And these 4 molecules, again, are macromolecules. They are big. And because they're big, they're made of lots of little pieces. So they're large molecules composed of thousands of covalently connected atoms. Molecular structure and function are inseparable. And I will talk about this in class, but structure and function are going to be a huge theme for us this year. Okay? Structure and function, because the structure of something dictates what its function is going to be. And you can tell by the way something is functioning what its structure is. And if it's something is not functioning properly, then its structure is probably screwed up. Okay, so structure and function, they are going to be a big deal. Okay, so macromolecules are polymers, and poly means many. So polymers are built from monomers. Mono means one. So if you take a lot of monomers and hook them together, they will make a polymer. So a long molecule consisting of many similar building blocks. Small building blocks are called monomers. And 3 of our 4 macromolecules are polymers. Carbohydrates are polymers, proteins are polymers, nucleic acids are polymers. Lipids are not polymers. Okay, not polymers. They're monomers. All right, so if I'm going to make a polymer from a bunch of monomers, I have to be able to put them together. Okay, I also have to be able to break them down so they can be used for energy or something else or remade into something different. But everything is, it's kind of like your cells are the ultimate recycle bin. And so we build up polymers from monomers, and then we break them back down and rebuild new ones. Okay, so the 2 reactions that you have to be familiar with to synthesize and break down a polymer, any polymer, same reactions for both. Okay, to synthesize a polymer, you use a dehydration reaction. It's called dehydration synthesis. Hydration synthesis. If you're dehydrated, you're outside, it's really hot, you don't have enough water, so dehydration reaction occurs when 2 monomers bond together through the loss of a water molecule. Okay? Polymers are broken down or disassembled back to monomers by hydrolysis. Okay? And a reaction that is essentially the reverse of dehydration synthesis. And the word hydrolysis, okay, let's break it in half. It comes from the Greek. I'm big on word etymology. Hydro means water. Pretty much all knew that. The word lysis means to break. If you lyse something, you break it. That is not how you spell break. Okay, well, we know that. Sorry. Sometimes I get a little carried away. So let's look at the next page. So first we're going to talk about dehydration synthesis, or the dehydration reaction, synthesizing a polymer. So here I have a short polymer, and here I have a monomer. And you'll see at the end of this polymer, there's hydrogen. The beginning of the monomer, there's a hydroxyl group. There's one of your functional groups. There's our hydroxyl group. In order to catalyze or to make a reaction between the polymer and the monomer to extend the length of the polymer, we're going to remove this hydrogen from here. this hydroxyl group from here and remove them, and you'll get 2 H's and 1 O, which is a molecule of water. That leaves some unpaired electrons here, and a bond is formed between the end of the polymer and the monomer. So the dehydration removes the water molecule, it forms a new bond right there, and now we've extended the polymer. And then if we want to make it longer, we just bring in another one and remove the water and go through the whole thing again. So dehydration synthesis. To break down a polymer, you do the reverse. So you hydrolysis, you break using water. So here we have a polymer. If we add water to it, the water will break the bond between 2 monomers and place back that hydrogen and hydroxyl group. Okay, and then you can continue to do this to each bond and break it down into monomers. Polymers, because they can be made and broken down and extended, and they can vary in length and shape, they can be extremely diverse. So each cell has thousands and thousands of different macromolecules, and we will talk about many, many, many of those during the course of this year. They vary greatly among cells of an organism. They vary within a species. They vary even more between species. And there's immense variety of polymers that can be built from a very small set of monomers. And you'll see this when we're looking at carbohydrates, proteins, DNA. The monomers, there's a very small number of monomers, but the number of polymers that can be built from them is literally infinite. Ooh, that's it. All right, so next screencast, we're going to get right into the nitty-gritty of our types of macromolecules.